morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, Carla Being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I may be involved in, and a little bit of life thrown in. Life with my cat, Bagheera, who is talking. Okay, so he just wants to make noise. He doesn't actually want to be on camera. So welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, I hope that you like what you see, want to hit like and subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming and spending this time with me again this week. Did I say this was my FlossTube 116? I don't know already. It's Sunday, it's November 7th. Welcome to November, you guys. I don't know if Baggy's over here because I wanted to show you guys, I discovered these things. So it's candy. It's not that, great for me, but an occasional treat is okay. Did you know that they have peppermint Tootsie Roll Pops? They do. So it tastes exactly like candy cane on the outside, but it's a Tootsie Roll Pop. I had a couple of these over the course of the week, and I discovered while eating them that my cat likes candy canes. So of course I had to Google it, can a cat eat a candy cane? They can, it won't hurt them to have a lick or two. But yeah, so I apparently have a candy cane cat, which, why should I be surprised? Anything that he does. He doesn't like people food except for weird stuff like candy canes, strawberries. Okay, so let's get started today. There's a couple, extra days since I've seen you because I put my last video out. I did it on Friday night so that I could go over to Erin and Stacy's for Halloween weekend, which was a lot of fun, as I expected. So I went over there Saturday. We played D&D for a while. We had a fun dinner. We went after dinner to drive to this neighborhood where they had, we thought it was just like a really highly decorated house, but apparently it was like a whole cul-de-sac where they decorate each house. And this year it was Pirates of the Caribbean ride themed. It was a madhouse. You couldn't even drive in. We thought, we could just drive past the house. You couldn't, because it was a cul-de-sac. It was blocked off. So everybody was like parking and walking in, which we weren't expecting. Aaron was not with us. He chose to do a grocery store run while we took the kids. Stacy and I took the kids to this house. So Stacy actually parked illegally, but she parked with the hazards on and everything, and we taken the dogs with us. So I was in the car. I stayed in the car with the doggies, just to keep an eye on in case somebody wanted us to move the car. And she took the kids through the little cul-de-sac. So that was pretty cool event for Saturday. Sunday, of course, was Halloween. Hudson was in a high state of excitement all day because it is his favorite thing. I asked him, is his birthday better or Halloween? And he actually, chose his birthday. But I think Halloween, Halloween and Hanukkah, I guess whichever one is there is the better one, right? And he kind of gets them all really kind of close together in the year. So he just has a whole period of being really excited and getting presents and getting candy and, great time of year to be a 7-year-old. So we carved pumpkins on Sunday, which was totally fun. They did all the carving. My brother and I helped with the cutting the top off part while he did that. And I helped with the scooping out of the guts. And then I was actually in charge of the seeds. So after all the guts were scooped out and put in a bowl, I was one going through and cleaning all the seeds and everything like that. And then we cooked them, and it was delicious and fun. And everybody had a really good time carving their pumpkins, very artistic carvings. And yeah, so we had a really good time. We had, my brother made very delicious dinner of, worms and blood, aka spaghetti. it was yummy, yummy, yummy. And then after that, Hudson put on his Spider-Man outfit, and Aaron took him trick-or-treating. And we had talked to a neighbor of theirs, because this is actually it's their second Halloween in their new house, but you know, last year was COVID, and nobody was doing anything, you know, trick-or-treat wise. So this is actually their first Halloween when trick-or-treating is semi-appropriate. And they had talked to a neighbor who said, take your kid, if you want to trick-or-treat, take your kids to a different neighborhood, because nobody really passes out candy here. I guess everybody was like prepared to do it like 5 years ago, and then no kids showed up, so everybody kind of like said, no, this is not the neighborhood for it, even though there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood. So I don't know. But Aaron took that advice and took Hudson a neighborhood over, and he got to do 2 streets, so he was really excited. Reagan didn't want to go. Logan is beyond it all at 14. So Stacey and I sat out on the patio with a bowl of candy just in case somebody came. And Reagan and Logan decided to take the bowl of candy down the stairs, and anytime they saw somebody like come out of their house like an adult, they went running over to try and give them candy. They were instead of waiting for people to come to them, they were trying to deliver candy. They found one little group of kids that they were able to give candy to, and then a neighbor that they went up to who said, oh, I don't need your candy, here's more, and put more candy in their bowl. So that was kind of funny. But we had a really nice evening, and when Hudson got back, I kind of hung around while he went through his candy, saw what he got, and then I went home Sunday night. So I was prepared for work on the next day. So yeah, it was a fun weekend, and I really, I enjoyed it. So, oh, I probably should show you guys, because I know there's people who are like, when you're wearing a t-shirt that says stuff, let us see. So this is a t-shirt that I got as part of my cat lady box. This was an extra. I did actually purchase this like separately because you get a discount and everything. So this was, I don't know what month this was from, but it was from sometime last year. And I saw it, and it just seemed so appropriate. It says cat hair is my, hold on. Cat hair is my glitter. And I just think that's really funny. One of my subscribers who watched the video said something like, if there was a shirt that said cat hair is my fancy floss, that would be even better for us. Because as a stitcher with a cat, I have that tweezers in my little tool area, because every so often I come across one and it's like, those things are hard to get out. So I figured that there, you know, I consider Baggy's hair a specialty floss in all of my projects, and unless I'm giving them away, I don't worry about it. I started watching a new FlossTuber this week who I just really enjoyed, so I wanted to kind of like shout them out and tell you guys about it. Her name is Ailara, A-I-L-A-R-R-A. That's her name of her channel too, and she just has a handful of floss tubes out so far. I think she lives, I want to say in Ohio, but she was just really fun to watch, and she is a pattern collector of, she really likes the full coverage. So she has just a ton of mostly Heaven and Earth Designs patterns, but also other full coverage companies. And she did a little bit of a pattern parade, which was really fun to watch, and was a little bit dangerous, because I have to say that it made me want to get some more Heaven and Earth Designs patterns, which I don't need at all. I have plenty of full coverage things to stitch, but it did kind of get me in the mode to want to try a story keep, which I don't have yet. So I went on to Heaven and Earth Designs, and I put a bunch of stuff in my wish list. I realized I really like the artwork of Lisa Parker, which is, you know, Witches Rising and the Sorcerer's Apprentice and all those like black cats kind of in dark situations. So I put several of those on my wish list of either the story keeps or the ornaments, the slightly smaller ones, because as you know, I only really choose quick stitch patterns because I want to see an end, and I realize if I pulled anymore. Full size heaven and earth, I would never see the end of them. And it wouldn't do for me what I need with my stitching. So anyway, watching Alara was a little bit dangerous, but she was totally fun to watch. She had, she has a couple regular like floss tubes, and then she had that whip parade one, or stash parade, and then she also had a really interesting video where she washed a project that she is like so close to the end of it. I guess she's down to the back stitching, and she really hates back stitching. But I guess it's something that she has been like languishing for 17 years, almost finished, like everything except the back stitching in one little area. And she had it in a hoop for 17 years. And it was just sitting there in the hoop, and it was, quite dirty on the edges and stuff. She didn't know where it had been stored. And so she did a video washing it, because she, just to see, is the hoop marks going to come out? They came out perfectly. It cleaned it up quite a bit. There was still a little bit of staining on the edge of the fabric, which it doesn't touch the stitching, so that's good. But it was really kind of interesting to see, can you rescue something that's been in a hoop for 17 years? All the people that like complain about hoop marks and stuff, the hoop marks came out. So she's a hoop stitcher. I'm pretty much a hoop stitcher, so that was like, nice to know. I mean, I don't leave my projects in my hoops ever. And I was telling her, she made a comment, because she bought, she's one of those people, which I completely relate to, that when she finds a new FlossTuber that she likes, she wants to go back to the beginning and watch all their videos. So I commented to her, and so she, I guess, was starting at my beginning. And at the beginning of my channel, I was talking about, some of the equipment I use, and I had linked an Amazon link for the hoops that I had purchased that were inexpensive, but that I really, really like. And which happened to be I mean, I have two different brands, I guess, here. You can see the difference in the screw top. One is like that, and one is like that, but they're pretty much the same. They're colorful, and then the inside, there is a groove in the inside hoop, and then there's a ridge on the outside hoop, and so it does hold the fabric very, very tightly. And I really like these. So anyway, I had linked to these. She had gone to purchase them, and I was saying, like, I don't know why I feel the need to have so many hoops, because I don't keep them on. I don't keep my patterns on the hoops for the most part. You'd think I'd only need like one of each size, maybe a couple extras for the small patterns that I do keep them on. But no, I have 3 or 4 sets of them that I purchased. I have hoops and hoops and hoops. And why? I don't know. I can't give you a good answer for that, because I want to hoard all the things and be a magpie and buy cross stitch crap. So anyway, Alara. So go check her out. She is enjoyable to watch if you like full coverage. She is working on several and has several in the pipeline. So she's fun. Okay. Big update. Put on your attention caps or whatever. I did set a date for our next Zoom stitchy meetup. And it is going to be on Saturday, November 27th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So that is Thanksgiving weekend. My plans for Thanksgiving, I'm going to go over to Erin Stacy's on Wednesday afternoon probably, and come home sometime Friday afternoon. So then I'll have like the weekend to have a regular weekend at home and do stitchy stuff and maybe finishing. I need to get some finishing done. But I thought that would be a good time for us to, get together. For those of you who celebrate Halloween, for those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving stuff should be done. Black Friday shopping, if you are one of those people, though, why you would want to go out to the stores and drive yourself crazy on a Halloween weekend, I don't get. But, if you'd like to do that, then that should be done. So as I said, Saturday, November 27th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. I think that should put people on the other side of the world kind of like mid-morning Sunday. So that should be okay. People on the other side of the country should be early evening on Saturday. So I think that that's a good time kind of for everybody. Hopefully you guys can join. So if you're interested in joining, please message me on Instagram and I will send you the meeting ID and passcode. Yeah, so that's it. I'll remind you a couple more times before the video, before the actual Zoom, and hopefully you will join us, and it'll be fun. I am actually going to stitch this time. The last 2 times I didn't. I was kind of too absorbed in being a host, and everybody kind of told me to just chill out about it and just have fun with my stitchy friends and stitch. So I do have plans to do that, and I will tell you about those in plans because that's actually going to be a thing. So I think that's it. I think that's all the updates and stuff for you. So those of you who've been watching me know that my November plans this year were to kind of have a push to the finish of several projects that I feel like I can get done if I work on it, just to bring my WIP list down a little bit, so that I feel a little bit more comfortable with starting some new things. I also have a planned start for this month. But anyway, it was a success so far this week that I got 2 finishes and got to check those off my list, and I UFO'd something. I'll show you what it is because I'm not ready to like tear it up or cut it up or actually destroy it. I'm putting it in a bag, I'm putting it in a drawer, I'm putting it away, I'm taking it off my WIP list, and we'll see if I ever get the desire to pull it out again. So I did, as I said, I got 2 finishes. So I finished my little Lionheart ornament for my ornament tree, if I ever kind of put that back together again. It's still sitting in spring mode. I didn't even put it in Halloween mode when that's the most stuff I have. Just didn't feel like it this year, you know. In some ways it's been a hard year, you guys know that. Anyway, so I finished the beading on this. I was on a Zoom call with my friends on Friday, and I was able to finish most of the beading during the call, and then I just finished it after the call. And I put a little bit of red felt on the back. It's sticky felt. It needs probably a little bit of glue around the edges. And I just put a piece of twine so that it is hangable. But I think he's totally cute. Little Lionheart. And, oops. Okay, I don't want him to smush. Hold on. There. Okay, and then the second thing I finished, which should be no surprise because I've been talking about finishing it, is ink circles, Fireburn, and Cauldron Bubble. This is done with an orange Threadworks or Needle Necessities floss. The green variegated was an old Coats and Clark that I got in some old floss lot from eBay, and I just thought it made a really nice accent. And then the purple is a 14 count that again I got as a gift from a eBay seller who I had purchased a piece of fabric from, and they sent it out a couple days later than their normal mailing time, and so they sent in sent me a second piece of fabric, sort of as a thank you for being patient gift. And yeah, and this is only half of the piece, so I have another piece this size that I could possibly do another ink circles on. So I really like it. I really kind of like the way that that you can find all these little pictures in it. Little imps and the cauldrons and the witch's hat and everything. When I was stitching this at my brother and sister's, Aaron looked at it and he's like, oh, that's really cool, all that pattern. And then it took him like a double take to say, oh, wait, that's a little hat there, and that's a little cauldron, and those are bats, and yeah, so, and little ghosties. So yeah, so you don't see everything right away. It just looks like a really cool pattern. And then you can see all the little hidden pictures in it. So I really like it. I think it came out really nice. It was fun to stitch. I had no problems with it until that very last bit. And that very last bit, I had so many counting errors. And I say that I have errors in everything and I have no problem leaving it, but within ink circles I couldn't leave it because it messes up the whole pattern. You can't, you know, you can't leave something off because nothing else is going to line up. So I had to pull out so many stitches in this thing, just in this very, very last bit. I mean, I wouldn't even say it was a whole quadrant. It was just like this one little area, and I kept having mistakes, different mistakes. But they're all counting mistakes, where there was a row that was supposed to have 4 stitches and I put 5, or, you know, and then I'd keep going and I'd be like, something's like way off here, and I'd have to go back and see like how far back did I mess up. So I don't know why that was, but anyway. So 2 things that I get to cross off my whip list, which is very thrilling to me. And yeah. So now this has to go in the to be finished pile, my growing to be finished pile. Okay, and then the project that I UFO'd, and you can see I just put it in like a plastic baggie. It's not even gonna get an actual project bag to stay in, although I'm leaving the flosses in there. Is this Owl Forest embroidery. This is a free chart called Autumn Cap. And I think part of the issue is, I hate to say this because I know so many people love Owl Forest embroidery. And I see the charts and I like them. But I'll be 100% honest. I don't see them and go, ooh, I have to stitch those. So far, there's nothing that Owl Forest that I've seen that just totally spoke to me. And I think it's important when you're stitching that, you know, the project totally speaks to you. So anyway, I got this project. It was a free chart, as I said, and I got it to participate in a birthday style. I think it was for Erin Two Martini Stitcher. It was like 2 years ago. She was doing an Owl Forest birthday style, and I wanted to participate because I wanted to support her and her channel. So I found that free pattern and I was like, cool. And I pulled flosses and I pulled fabric and I did it on this 22 count heart hanger, bright red. And I thought, okay, that's cool. And I did it. And those of you guys who have been watching me for a while, the floss I picked for the big cat was this highly variegated black and white. And when I started stitching with it, I hated it. So I put it aside. Eventually I decided to start working on it again, pulled it back out. I started working on it again. I decided to start working on it again because I saw Bree, I can't remember her channel name. She hasn't done a video in a while. I see her on Instagram all the time though, Bree. And she had stitched it and it was like so cute. And I'm like, I have that. I'm halfway through. I should pull it out again. So I pulled it out, I frogged out all of the 2 highly variegated part, and I cut the floss so that I cut out the white because that was what was bothering me. And then I started stitching again. And this is how far I got on it. And I'm not loving it. And I think the problem is that I didn't love the chart to start with, and I just kind of did it to participate, and I just am not loving it. I mean, I like stitching on 22 count heart hanger. I love the colors of the flosses I picked. I think it's because it's kind of like disjointed, where it's just symbols. That's not usually the kind of chart I like. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just not into it enough. And this cat is so huge that the idea of stitching all these teeny tiny stitches on a chart that I'm not in love with doesn't really work for me. So I'm going to put him away and think about it, I guess. And if it comes to where I'm missing it and want to pull it out, I will. The other option I have is if I eventually decide, nope, I'm really not interested at all, this little strip right here could make kind of a cute bookmark or something. I could do something with maybe this little strip of stitching with the little paws and the leaves and the cats. So I don't know if you have any ideas on what I could do with that little strip. But yeah, I am officially UFOing this, taking it off my whip list and putting it in a drawer for now. Okay. Okay, so whips, I only have 3 to show you because I worked on Lavender Roses like 3 times this week. So I'll show you that last. Before that, I will show you my Moon Fairy 1, which I worked on a little bit. Got the wings finished, and I did a section here. This is very easy stitching. It's, again, on heart anger, 22 count, so they're pretty tiny stitches. And so it takes a long time. Even though it's easy stitching, you know, I stitched like 3 lengths and it's like, oh, I got like 2 rows done right here. I mean, it's a lot of stitches in this. So I might put in a couple more lengths today. See if I can get that part filled in. That would be like a good goal for today. Yeah, and then, you know, I think though, if I stitch on it a couple times a week, maybe until the end of the month, I think I can get this done. It's on my list. So we'll try. Then the question is do I go ahead and frame that? Because I'm going to put it in one of those rubber hoops. And it's companion piece. I'm not ready to start that yet, but I think I will go ahead and frame it and put it on the wall, and it can wait for its companion on the wall rather than in a bag, because that way I can enjoy it and it does stand alone. It doesn't need its companion. Okay, second whip. This week I worked on Night Creatures by The Gathering Place. Night creatures, night creatures. Every time I pull this out, I hear that song in my head, which I realize is Night Fever, but and there we go. So I worked primarily in this corner. As you can see, I got the corner kind of filled in. So this whole bottom section is full coverage. You know, the moon's full coverage. But I mean, I got quite a bit done. And I'm really enjoying this project a lot. I think it's really pretty. And I think, again, that I might be able to get this done this month with a bush. So pretty. I'm stitching this on a BeStitchMe fabric. It is 32 count Opal Lugana in the color Sleet. And I really am enjoying this fabric. I mean, everybody talks like really, really good talk about BeStitchMe fabric, and they are 100% right. I really like it. I actually went on her site again. I was just kind of thought, oh, I'll look around. The only thing is, I am not a order fabric and wait 8 weeks kind of person. I'm just not. If I have a specific project or something, yes. But I tend to buy fabric just because I feel like getting some fabric, and then when I go to kit up a project, I look in my stash. and find something that fits. And, you know, unless it's something I really want something specific, but that just doesn't happen that often. And Brandy used to have on the BeStitchMe page, she had ready to purchase fabrics, and I would go in there and I bought a couple that way, and she doesn't have that anymore. So I don't know if it's just, you know, she's never going to have it again, or, you know, I mean, I know her company has gotten so much bigger and more popular, you know, but I'm just not, I'm not the kind of person to pick out fabric and wait that long. I know she does these Friday night fight nights things. I've never done it. I don't want to. I don't need that kind of stress. I know people love it, and I just, yeah. And that kind of thing, it never coincides with when I have money, you know? It's like when I have money and I kind of want to do some retail therapy, I want to go on and be able to purchase stuff. I don't want to have to fight for it. I don't want to have to me please. I don't want to have to play the games to make a purchase of something that I want. So anyway, so I would love to get some more of her fabric, but I don't know that I see that happening unless more of it comes into a ready to purchase place. The other thing is like, you know, when you go in and somebody has so many pretty colors, it's very hard for me to make a decision on something that I'm ordering, you know, special made. So, that's kind of why I like the ready to ship, because then you go in and you say, oh, I like that piece of fabric, and that's the one that you're going to get. That's how, you know, when I buy from Hand Dyed by Rolanda on Etsy, you know, that's basically it. You're going in and looking at a piece of fabric, and if you like that piece of fabric, that's the one that you're going to get, because that's what you're purchasing. That's what she has listed. So anyway, that is my diatribe on that. And I don't need any new fabric, you know, it was just, I was in there looking and I thought, ooh, you know, I'm enjoying this piece that I got from her so much. And, you know, and I really actually like the linen from her, which is rare for me. And so I thought I would get some more, and it wasn't to be. Okay. No, that's the new project. So then the last thing that I stitched on was Lavender Roses, and I finished the diagonal that I was working on. Got into the roses that are going to be on this side of the cat. And then I did a few more stitches last night up here to kind of start the new diagonal. So as it is with full coverage, you know, I worked on it. And, you know, I got that much done, maybe. I got like over 500 stitches. You'd think all those hours I put in, it would be more than 500 stitches, but no, it was 500. And it's looking pretty good. So I did a calculation. I have 5,390 stitches approximately left to do. I don't know if I can do 5,000 stitches in the next 2 months to get this done before the end of the year. I really don't know if that is a possibility without stitching on this 100% monogamously, which I'm not going to do. So I don't know, but I'm going to stitch on this steadily until I get it done. So it may not happen before the end of the year, but it will happen, you know, in a regular fashion, if that makes sense. And then there's so many others that I want to start. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm kind of mad at this stupid project though, because I had it up here. So I'm sitting at my work desk table, and this butts up against my daybed. So I've kind of divided my studio apartment into 2 rooms, right? I've got my craft dining room here, and then I've got my bedroom, living room on the other side of this table. But this middle part is accessible to both sides. So this is where I keep my stitching. And this is, you know, I kind of leave it out like this, you know, and I just kind of set it on top of all these other projects. Well, I had it up there and I went to go touch it and it slid off. which it's doing right now. See, now it just slid onto my bed, but it slid this way and knocked over. I had this candle sitting in this really cute glass pumpkin candle holder. I don't know if you saw it on one of my last videos, but it was sitting here. It was orange, had a leaf on it. It was glass. It was really cute, and it knocked it off, and of course it shattered on the floor. So I swept it up, but you know, I always manage to find that piece of glass. In fact, I found it at the beginning of this video. It's sitting there in my slipper, and I'm trying not to move my foot to where the glass is stabbing me. But there's a piece of glass in my slipper right now. So as soon as I get done with my video, I'm going to have to make sure that that does not go into my foot because it's poking me a little bit. Yeah, so Lavender Roses broke my pumpkin candle holder. And I went back onto Kohl's because I really liked it, and it's not there anymore. So I'm bummed. Okay, so that was my whips. That was my stitching haul. I do not really have any like stitching haul. The one thing that I did get this week, I got this little calendar, planner, whatever you want to call it. It's just a basic, you know, calendar that started in July of 2021, goes through 2022. I got the cheapest one that I could find that I liked, right? So, I mean, aesthetics are important to me, but also, you know, I got the one that was like $8, not the one that was $13. Because I wanted to use this as I have my book that I do all of my like notes and stuff for my videos. And I'm not like a big planner person. I'm not like all these people who have all the planners and the stickers and the everything. No. I do keep I put in my phone calendar what projects I work on that day, which helps me when I go and set up my videos, to pull out the things that I worked on and to remember what whips I worked on that week. But this planner, for me, is going to be my 2022 video planning calendar, because I have kind of decided that I would like to try and do, I'm not going to like make like hard fast promises, because that's, you know, I can make them and then I'll break them. I mean, I currently upload every Sunday my regular FlossTube video. That's not going to change. But I've been doing two now extra videos for sure every month. I have my tasting video that I do with the kids, and now I have my cat lady box video. So I think what I want to try and do is do an additional video every Wednesday. So I have 2 a week. So obviously the tasting box and the cat lady box are 2 of those extra Wednesdays, but then I have other stuff, you know. So basically, if I can't think of anything else to do, then I'm going to try and start doing some more Stitch With Me's and do tags during them. Those seem to be pretty popular with some people. Some people love Stitch With Me, some people don't. But I thought that if I can get a good setup, because I've done 2 or 3 of them, and if I can figure out like the best way to do the filming that doesn't like get in my way and whatever, then I'm going to do some more Stitch With Me's, and I'm going to try and have an extra video every Wednesday. That's my plan. That's my goal. So we'll see if I can get to that. Officially, that's going to start next year. I might try, you know, this year to do that. I mean, I definitely have a whip parade to do at the end of the year, so that will be one of those extra videos. Several people said they would like to see a couching demo that I'm doing on the Wind Moon Fairy, so maybe I can do a couching demo. Yeah, so I mean that's my plan. Oh, and then one thing coming up that I for sure am going to do. So Thanksgiving, I said my Zoom Stitchy Meetup is going to be on the 27th, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Well, Sunday night after Thanksgiving is the first night of Hanukkah, which I know there's some people, they think that's so cool, the kind of Thanksgiving Nukkah or whatever, you know, Hanu giving or whatever word that they use to, what's that, portmanteau, those two things together. I do not like it when Hanukkah is that early. For me, it kind of basically negates the whole holiday, because Hanukkah is not a big deal holiday. I've said this numerous times. I did a whole series last year, a Flossnica series, where I did a video every night of Hanukkah. I gave like Hanukkah trivia. I talked about all of the little symbols of Hanukkah and where they come from, and I did a bunch of stuff. My intention was to do that every year. This year it's not going to happen that way. I just did it last year, so anybody who watched that, you're just going to be hearing the same information over and over again. And I don't know how entertaining that would be for anybody. And B, this is already kind of like a difficult holiday season for me. I'm not weeping, you know, or hiding or anything like that, but it is a little difficult, you know, it being the first kind of holiday season without my mom. Without even my mom to call, because last holiday season I couldn't see my mom either, but at least I could occasionally FaceTime her and talk to her on the phone every day and whatever. Now I can't, and so, you know, this holiday season is going to be just a little bit more difficult because of that. Also, having Hanukkah so early is just, it's just a bummer. It's not, it basically just makes me feel extremely othered, because Christmas already makes me feel othered, since I don't celebrate it, and I feel kind of disingenuous if I pretend like I'm celebrating something that I don't believe in and didn't grow up doing. But when Hanukkah is around Christmas, then I feel less othered because I have my own thing, and I can share your thing because I'm doing my thing. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but when Hanukkah is this early, it's done before any like true holiday, you know, Christmas stuff, end of the year stuff starts. So it doesn't thrill me. What I've decided to do, because I do not want to completely ignore it as far as my channel goes, so I'm not going to do a Flossnica video every day like I did last year. Maybe next year I'll do it again. We'll have to see when the holiday hits, and you know, it'll kind of be like a recap of last year's, I guess, because, you know, you tell the same stuff. But I think what I'm going to do this year is do a vlog style video. So every night I will just do a little 5-minute thing or whatever with my phone. If there's Hanukkah trivia I want to tell you guys, then I will add it in there. Probably culminating the last night, I'll do the candles on camera with you guys so you can see the menorah fully lit. And I don't know exactly when I'm going over to Aaron and Stacy to celebrate. I guess the following weekend, so I probably will be with them for either the last night of Hanukkah or the night before the last night of Hanukkah. So I might video over there. You know, you can see presents. You know, we do a little bit of a present exchange. You know, for the adults, it's just kind of like a one thing. Obviously, the kids are getting their every night thing. So I might, you know, kind of add that in to the vlog, and then I'll upload it the week after Hanukkah, and I'll just do a vlog style Flossnica for this year. That term, I first heard on Scott Stitches in Spain, his channel. He did like on the first day or something, he was doing a regular video and said it, and then I did the whole series of Flossnica. So I want Flossnica to still be a thing. Just this year, it's just too close to Thanksgiving. And I can't, it doesn't make me happy. So I'm trying to put a good spin on it. I'm going to do this vlog style video for you guys, to share a little bit of the celebration, but it's just really not that big of a celebration when it's this early and everything. So anyway, that is, what I'm planning this year. One thing that I am for sure going to do that I will share with you guys, and as I was saying, I was going to stitch on the Zoom meetup, which is the night before the first night. I'm going to start this Hanukkah chart. And I may only stitch it during the Hanukkah week and show you guys progress on that. And then I may put it away until later in the year and then do a push to get it done maybe before next Hanukkah. But I have several Hanukkah charts. Some I've gotten, some people gifted to me last year. But the one I decided to start was Peace and Light by Satsuma Street. I really love this chart. It is one of the few that I feel is different and special. Obviously, there's classic symbols of Hanukkah and Judaism, you know, the Star of David, the dreidel, the regular things. This one was just special, different. And I have stitched one other Satsuma Street. I did Leo last year, I think, and really enjoyed it. And I thought that, you know, I will start this. I'm going to start it, as I said, on the Zoom, and then I will show you guys progress on this, and I will stitch on it during Hanukkah. So, I pulled flosses for it last night. I had all the called for except for, there were two that I didn't have, so I pulled alternates. And there was one blue Krynic that I didn't have, so I pulled a blue Etoile instead. So here are the colors. And and then there's two gold Krynics. Pattern's not that big, so I just did like three or four lengths of each color, but I have the numbers on here so I can refill if necessary. So the question is what fabric to use. So as you guys know, when I was trying to find fabric for my Bella Filipina Mermaid over the summer, and she's sitting right here. I haven't worked on her in a little bit because you know, summer's over. So it's Enchantress of the Abyss. And I was trying to find that perfect fabric for her, right? And it took forever, and several different things that I tried, and I ended up dyeing an Aida that came out exactly how I wanted it. But in that process of trying to get that fabric that I exactly wanted, I dyed a Lugana, and I ordered something from Fabric Flare, and while both of them are pretty, neither one was what I wanted. However, either one of these would work really well for Peace and Light. So I have this piece of a sparkly Lugana that I dyed. Sparkly, very me. So there's that one. And then I had ordered this Fabric Flare piece, which is just, it's a different tone, right? And I don't know which one I should use. So I thought I would kind of like hold them both up with the flosses, and hopefully you guys can kind of help me decide. So, all right, so here, all right, how am I gonna do this? All right, so I'm gonna drop it there. All right, so this is the Lugana. I mean, this is the one that I dyed. Which I think I'm leaning towards that one. A, because I dyed it. B, because it's sparkly. And here's the other one. So I would love to hear your guys' opinion on which one you think would be prettiest for Peace and Light by Satsuma Street. Again, here's the chart. Let me see what she used. I never use the called for. I just look at the color and then find something or make something. But let me see. It was stitched on cashel, linen, Mystic, which I think that one fabric that I got that turned out so dark was a Mystic linen, but it wasn't this blue. So, what do you guys think? Okay, so let me know. Let me know what you think. And as I said, I'm going to be starting this on our Zoom Stitchy Meetup, which will be on Saturday, November 27th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so I think that that is everything for me to go over with you today. It's actually like pretty early still. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning, so I guess actually my body thinks it's 10. It was nice because today, you know, daylight savings time. I don't know if that is everywhere. I mean, I know it's here in the U.S. in this part of the U.S. anyway. So daylight savings time, which means that I got to sleep extra and still get up earlier than I normally do time-wise. So yeah, so that was nice. So I got a nice early start. Hopefully this will upload really fast, and the rest of the day is going to be spent stitching and doing a few chores and doing some cooking and maybe a nap. I really like that nap on Sunday afternoon. But Erin and Stacey gave me an eggplant because we had they made an eggplant dish last week and had an extra eggplant and had no use for a single eggplant in their family. So they gave it to me, and I have a container. God, excuse me. A frozen container of my mom's recipe spaghetti sauce that I make every so often. I make a huge batch. I found this recipe a few years ago in an old cookbook. It was put out by like the Sisterhood of the Temple when I was a kid. And that cookbook had my mom's spaghetti sauce recipe in it. And when I found it, I was all excited. I made that spaghetti sauce, you know, and this was, you know, as an adult. And so my mom had not been cooking, or, you know, she'd been living in a facility and stuff for several years. I hadn't had that spaghetti sauce in years, 10, 15, 20 years. And I made that spaghetti sauce from that recipe, and it tasted like my childhood. So every so often now I make a big batch of it. I'll eat it. I freeze some, and it tastes the way spaghetti sauce is supposed to taste. You know, that reminds me of I'm a kid taste. So anyway, I have a big jar of it in my freezer, and I have this eggplant. So I got some cheese, and I'm going to make a no noodle lasagna. I'm going to use eggplant instead of the noodles. So it'll be a little bit less carbs, or less bad carbs, I should say. I mean, vegetables and stuff have carbs in it as well, but those kind of carbs are okay for my body. The, you know, bread and pasta and those kind of carbs are not good for my body. Those are pretty high glycemic index, and they make my blood sugar go up, but vegetables and stuff don't. So anyway, I'm going to make a lasagna, or several lasagnas, and then I'll put them back in the freezer, and I'll have it a couple times. So that'll be kind of exciting. I forgot to take the spaghetti sauce out to defrost, so I need to do that now and give it a couple hours, so hopefully it'll be workable. And yeah, so those are my plans for the rest of the day. Just kind of relaxing and having fun, getting this piece of glass out of my slipper, and continuing to work on Lavender Roses and, you know, the other stuff that I'm trying to get finished. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope November is full of the weather that you like. It is, you know, cooling off here. We're still having the odd hot day, you know, in the high 80s, hits up 90, but today it's going to be nice in the 70s. It's kind of overcast now. But it has been like that. The past week has kind of been overcast and looking like it's going to rain in the mornings, but then it burns off by the afternoon. I would love for it to rain. I just love I love rainy days. I especially love rainy days on the weekends, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But I hope you guys are having the kind of weather that you enjoy at this time of year. I hope that you have fun Thanksgiving plans coming up. I hope that you have the time and inclination to join me on my Zoom on the 27th. Don't forget to message me on Instagram and I can give you all the info so that you can log on. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Hope you guys have a great week. Until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. Bye.